everyone, welcome to the Future Millionaires channel. I'm Felix. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, please click on that subscription button and also click on that notification button. You'll be the first person to receive my video when it is released. Don't forget to also like when you watch this video. Thank you so much. Today's video is about why men are becoming weaker, especially this new generation men. Why are they becoming weaker? And I'll take you through some of the things that is affecting men these days. Why we need to stand up as fathers to make sure our children or our men are grown-up adult men who can take responsibility and make sure that things are okay at home. So yesterday, while I was preparing for this video, I tried to go online and Google why the new generation men are becoming weaker. So I decided to search on Google, why do current generation have weaker men, and see what I found. 207 million results in regards to why our current generation men are weaker. See, over 207 million results was found in regards to why men are becoming weaker. This is really terrible. Stay with me as we deliberate about why men these days are becoming more weaker. So in 2016, research was done to see how men masculinity is compared to feminine, and adult men between 18 to 24 were asked if they are masculine or feminine, and then the results shows that 2% of men in the UK said they are masculine, whilst 64% compared to the age of 65 plus said they are feminine. This is how bad the world is really revolving. So why are modern men these days not taking responsibility to improve on themselves and become more masculine and be able to take responsibility and help home and be men? Number one of what I'm going to talk about is lack of father figure. So this is a small blog written by Anthony and Jane Foundation. They were talking about 10 facts about father engagement. I'm just going to take you through 3 or 4, 5 of them. Now, one, he said, fathers and infants can be equally as attached as mothers and infants. When both parents are involved with the child, infants are attached to both parents from the beginning of life. Father involvement is related to positive child health outcomes in infants, such as improved weight gain in preterm infants and improved breastfeeding rate. Father involvement using authoritative parenting, loving with clear boundaries and expectation leads to better emotional, academic, social, and behavioral outcomes for children. Children who feel a closeness to their father are twice as likely as those who do not to enter college or find stable employment after high school. 75% less likely to have a teen birth, 80% less likely to spend time in jail, and half as likely to experience multiple depression symptoms. Fathers occupy a critical role in child development. Father absence hinders development from early infancy through childhood and into adulthood. The psychological harm of father absence experienced during childhood persists throughout the life course. Now look at UNICEF. According to the 2007 UNICEF report on the well-being of children in economically advanced nations, children in the US, Canada, and the UK rank extremely low in regards to social and emotional well-being in particular. Many theories have been explored to explain the poor state of our nation's children. However, a factor that has largely ignored, particularly among child and family policymakers, is the prevalence and devastating effects of father absence in children's life. It's very challenging to not have a father figure in your life. There are so many things you miss. There are so many things you will not be able to learn. So father figure is one of the very important things you need as a man to be able to become who you want to become. Number 2 is lack of proper upbringing. When I say lack of proper upbringing, I mean some family might have the two parents, both men and women, taking care of their children, but the fact that they lack the motivation and self-interest, it affects the children to be able to grow up and make decisions on your own, because the parents are insisting on them to do things that they want their children to become, but not allowing their kids to pick what they want to do. So when they grow up, they tend to be more feminine because they are not able to make decisions on their own. They are not able to encourage themselves to make things on their own because of the fact that they lack the motivation and self-interest whilst growing up. Another thing is controlling and abusive behavior. Some parents are very controlling. They are not able to really take care of their children. They end up always accepting whatever they encounter when they grow up. So it's very difficult for them to be able to stick to specific things. It really discourages them from making decisions. They always want to accept what is around them, and they don't want to move on to change things because of how they were controlled when they were growing up. It's lack of focus, direction, and decision making. Children these days are not really taught well on what to do. There are so many things going on. Parents are not taking responsibility as parents. So their children are not really focused these days. There are a lot of things interrupting their ability to grow up properly. And because parents are not really taking care and making sure that things are fine, things are arranged, things are organized at home, children these days become more and more weaker. Another thing about improper upbringing is people pleasing and susceptibility to exploitation. What I mean is that they normally do not really go to the direction or fully make decisions based on what they think, but then they accept whatever they meet when they are growing up. For instance, if they tend to be listening to others telling them they can be women, they tend to be more to that direction. They tend to go to that direction because they are not making decisions by themselves. Number 3 on our list is absent of cardinal cultural background. Cardinal cultural background includes bringing your children through of a Christian moral way. Now, one of the philosophers, Thomas Aquinas, says something. So, Thomas Aquinas, a moral philosophy, says something I would like to share with you in regards to Christian culture. He said he believes that we can never achieve complete or final happiness in this life. For him, final happiness consists with beatitude or supernatural union with God. Such an end lies far beyond what we through our natural human capacity can attain. For this reason, we not only need the virtues, we also need God to transform our nature to perfect or defer it, so that we might be suited to participate in divine beatitude. Moreover, Aquinas believed that we inherited a propensity to sin from our first parent Adam. While our nature is not wholly corrupted by sin, it is nevertheless diminished by sin's stain, as evidenced by the fact that our wills are at enmity with God's. Thus, we need God's help in order to restore the good of our nature and bring us into conformity with His will. For this end, God imbues us with His grace, which comes in the form of divinely instantiated virtues and gifts. So, bringing your child or bringing a son in a Christian way, like the way it was done before in those days, in centuries ago, in old generations, they tend to be men. They believe that Adam was the first thing God created, and the responsibility of Adam was to take care of Eve, and responsibility of Abraham was to take care of Sarah and his children. These are not the same, because parents do not really bring their child in a Christian manner, in the way that they will be able to flourish and be able to learn how to take care of their wives and learn how to take care of their children. Because of that, many men lack the ability to show love, kindness, support, and work for the family. They tend to allow their wives to be the one working, like the video I did before. Remember when I said men are not taking responsibility, and because of that, they allow women to do all the things that men are supposed to be doing. Take a look at that video. Last point, number 4, lack of proper educational norms or policies. We all know what is happening in this world at this point in time about gender identity and all this nonsense that is going on social media and developed countries, the policies that are made. Take a look at this article that I looked up for online. So research by Inner Drive was talking about boys in England are underachieving and what educators can do. Said the OECD states that boys are 8% more likely than girls to say that school is a waste of time. This could possibly be because they do not feel adequately supported in the classroom. So research shows that boys in primary school believe that teachers view them as academically inferior to girls. So this can lead to decreased motivation and confidence, and which has negative effects on grades and participation in the classroom. When over 200 children between the age of 4 and 10 were tested, it was found that they believe in their own academic inferiority could lead to poor performance in assessments amongst boys. Now supporting the fact that a 12-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 11-year-old can make decisions they want to do, what they feel in themselves. And what is very disturbing is that a lot of people are encouraging that to happen. They are changing the system to engulf around making more women and encouraging men to be responsible in school. Policies are now in place forcing others to teach boys to become women, to become girls. Grown-up men are not making good decisions. They are really destroying the factorial objection of a man. And a lot of people are happy with that. They are not talking about it. 4 common morality lacking in this new generation. Number 1 is prudence. Number 2, fortitude. Number 3, justice. Number 4, temperance. If you are lucky enough to have a son, or if you are lucky enough to bring up a child, please implement this morality. Don't allow the policies made by governments to influence your child, because we don't want the world to change our men to become women. We want them to be masculine. We want them to take responsibilities. Thank you so much for having the time to watch this video. I believe it really helps. And I'll see you again. Take care for now. Bye-bye.